What's up everybody, AnimeX here, and in this video, I'll be adding yet another part to the What If Naruto was a Senju series. This is due to you guys absolutely bodying the last like goal, and because of this I have to raise a like goal. 3,000 likes and you guys get a part 4 to this next week. Now, as usual, I'll be recapping the last part of the What If, then jump into the new material. So, without further ado, let's get started. Now, in the last part of this What If, we saw Team 7 along with Naruto basically go on their first mission into the Land of Waves, and we basically covered the entirety of the Land of Wave arcs, with Naruto and Sasuke basically continuing to have a rivalry, and many different things ensued that were much different from the original, so I will leave a link to that series down below, just in case you guys do want to watch that. Now, the last really major thing that we happened upon was Sasuke getting damaged, him confessing his respect for Naruto, and then we basically left off with Naruto activating Kurama's chakra and killing Haku, similar to how Obito did the ninja that he did when he raged out. It was in a similar fashion, so that's where we'll jump right back into the series. Now, like I said, we left off with Naruto killing Haku and essentially concluding the first mission for Team 7 in the Land of Waves. After this, Naruto gets up off of the ground, accepting his previous actions, and deciding that what he did was necessary for becoming a ninja. Naruto then realizes that Sasuke survived his encounter with Haku, which relieves Naruto to a great degree, glad that no one did have to die on his behalf. And Naruto, along with the rest of Team 7, then head back to the Leaf Village, everyone with their own separate thoughts in their head. Sakura is just glad that Sasuke is alive, meaning that for the time being she is satisfied. Sasuke and Naruto are both wondering and pondering similar questions. Why did Sasuke risk his life for Naruto, even though they seem to hate each other at worst, and just don't care for each other even at the best? Neither of them really have an answer besides the one that Sasuke gave right before passing out, which is something that Naruto and Sasuke both chalked up to Sasuke thinking he was going to die and talking crazy. Kakashi's worried as well, and as they are walking back, he's thinking about this. He's thinking about Naruto's outbursts and is clearly worried about him with his ability to summon Kurama in a fit of rage. The reason he is worried is because when Naruto is basically full of hatred, Naruto becomes overcome by the Fox's chakra and loses all sense of control and reasoning and succumbs to violence. With the abilities that Naruto has, him raging out would potentially spell game over for Team 7, even if Kakashi did his best to restrain him, and maybe even if he tried to kill him, he might still lose. Deciding that he needs to keep this to himself, they continue walking. So with that, everyone heads back to the village, and after a quick debriefing with the Hokage, they all split up, some resting like Sakura and Kakashi, and the others, being Naruto and Sasuke, get back to training, ignoring that they just went on the mission. Naruto is training on his mastery of wood release and practicing the manipulation of it, hoping to grasp and get the abilities down, although it seems to be a lot harder than Naruto would have previously anticipated. Sasuke is currently training with his Sharingan, honing his techniques while the Sharingan active, as he tries to improve upon its abilities until the Chunin exams come up. Just like in the original, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura all accept the offer to go into the Chunin exam, so they all stroll into the exams, ready to conquer anyone in their way. Similar to the original, Sasuke and Rock Lee get into a bit of a confrontation, resulting in an ensuing fight that we already see in the original, with Sasuke getting absolutely bodied by Rock Lee. After this, Naruto, instead of attacking first, decides to hold back and let Sasuke go first against Rock Lee. After seeing him have his butt handed to him, he decides to take a shot at it. He and Rock Lee then square off. Rock Lee smirks at Naruto as he looks at him and disappears. He's fast. This is all Naruto can think of before a flying knee is sent directly into the jaw of Naruto, and he's sent flying in the opposite direction of the room. Naruto then flips and lands on his feet, gaining his balance again as he clasps his hand and forms 10 wood clones that all charge Rock Lee while Naruto is sitting back watching. Naruto then makes a seal for wood release, and without warning, a small root sprouts from the ground, slowly curling around Rock Lee's leg, which he doesn't really notice as he's standing in one place and just fending off all of the Naruto clones. Then, Naruto, knowing that he only has a split second to activate this, sends a ton of chakra into the root, making it turn into a solid oak that wraps around one of Lee's legs and holding him in place. Then, Naruto charges at Rock Lee, kunai in hand, and he gets ready to throw it, as he slams his fist directly at Lee's face with one hand and gets ready to block or even attack with the kunai with the other. Rock Lee just smiles ever so slightly, as this strategy did impress him, although it wasn't enough. Lee, with sheer strength alone, rips his leg out of the tree and kicks Naruto so hard across the face that Naruto's brain does end up spinning around inside of his head, knocking him a bit dizzy. Naruto then stands up, bleeding from his nose and his mouth as the world around him spins. I have to do better than Sasuke. I have to land at least a single hit. Naruto then runs at Rock Lee, getting ready to formulate a plan on the spot. But before he can do anything to attack, Might Guy interferes, cutting the match short. Naruto is somewhat upset that he didn't get to prove himself greater than his rival, but seeing how he did just as well, at least as Sasuke did, Naruto accepts this and sees Lee as yet another person that he needs to surpass. After this, the first exam is taken, playing out exactly how it does in the original, and after that, they decide to move on to the second stage of the exams in the Forest of Death. Now, after the first stage of the exams wraps up, everyone moves on to the second stage of the exams where Team 7 runs off into the forest without having really devised a plan after getting the scrolls that they need in order to participate in the exam. They are soon attacked by a single individual hoping to launch a surprise attack on somebody and body them with swiftness, but that person soon realizes that they strolled up on the wrong team and they get absolutely bodied by Naruto and Sasuke, basically wombo comboing him. After this, Naruto and Sasuke continue to race throughout the forest, with literal garbage bag following close behind. And basically, this kind of activity keeps up until Orochimaru, along with the giant snake that he's riding, pulls up to Team 7 and completely obliterates them, at first catching them off guard to the problem and blindsiding the team utterly. After reacting and figuring out what happened though, Naruto and Sasuke decide to face Orochimaru. Sakura is currently taking a little nap as she hit her head in the ensuing chaos, knocking her out. Orochimaru stares at the two children in front of him, looking at them and scrutinizing every detail. It's my lucky day. Not only do I get to find Sasuke Uchiha, the body that I've been looking for, but I also get to encounter Naruto Senju, the one whose chakra that is rumored to surpass even the mighty first Hokage. Oh, who to mark, who to mark. Naruto and Sasuke are both puzzled at basically everything that Orochimaru just said, and they have no idea why someone who looks older than them would be interested in their body. Naruto is genuinely wondering if this guy or girl or whatever snake person is a pedophile. Give me the scrolls, Sasuke. At first, Sasuke resists the fear within his heart from basically being attacked by an opponent who is seemingly much stronger than them. But sensing this resistance, Orochimaru unleashes his bloodlust in full, and this strikes fear into Naruto and Sasuke's heart, making them see their own deaths in the worst and most gruesome way possible. Naruto and Sasuke then fall to their knees as they are just thinking about this, leaving them helpless and open to Orochimaru's flurry of attacks. Sasuke nearly succumbs to this mind-numbing fear until he looks over to see Naruto, who, while clearly stricken with the same fear that he is, struggles to pull out a kunai and prepare to attack Orochimaru when he gets close to him. Sasuke then chastises himself for even thinking about caving into fear and cracking as he pulls himself out of his own kunai and stabs himself in the hand to awaken himself from his trance. He then jumps backward away from Orochimaru along with Naruto. Naruto nods to Sasuke, indicating that he has a plan, so he tells Sasuke to hold him off while he is basically setting things up for it. This forces Sasuke to run out into the open and challenge Orochimaru in a brute force confrontation. This is basically in a hope to keep Orochimaru away from Naruto while he prepares whatever he is preparing. During this time, Sasuke develops a two-Tomoe Sharingan and is able to hold off Orochimaru with a combination of Fire Jutsu and Shuriken Jutsu and tricks enabled to keep him at bay, until Sasuke does make a slip-up and is caught by Orochimaru, getting marked by the Heavenly Curse Mark, incapacitating Sasuke rather quickly. Naruto then charges from beneath the branch and attacks Orochimaru, hoping to catch him off guard. Before Orochimaru could react, Naruto is able to clasp his hands as massive trees around him begin to move and respond to his wishes, him being able to control them at his will. He then uses the trees to restrain Orochimaru's hands and feet as he charges at Orochimaru at top speed. Unfortunately, Naruto did not see that Orochimaru was able to extend his neck and isn't aware of that ability, so Orochimaru extends his neck and bites him, inflicting the curse mark upon Naruto's skin and making him freeze over and fall over. This Naruto then loses its color and turns brown, revealing that it was a wood clone, when the real Naruto then comes from above, impaling Orochimaru in the back, damaging him to a point that Naruto thinks that he may have killed him. And just to make sure he does, he creates 10 massive tree branches that all slam together on the same point where Orochimaru exists, creating a mist of blood that convinces Naruto that he's safe, hoping that he killed Orochimaru right then and there. After this, Naruto takes his unconscious team member to a safe place to rest. The next few events play out similar to they do in the original, until Naruto and Sasuke both awaken or at least get ready to fight the Sound Ninja that are confronting them. Naruto is basically able to hold his own against Zaku, although his flurry of attacks are outspeeding Naruto. Naruto is able to take the brunt of them with his sheer durability. Actually, he's able to counter them to some extent. Sasuke then appears on the scene and bodies Zaku, breaking his arms in the process how he does in the original. And from then on, the exams will play out as they do, until, like in the original, Team 7 moves past the Forest of Death and moves on to the preliminaries. Now, after Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura were able to survive the Forest of Death and pass that exam, they move on to the preliminaries. Sasuke's and Sakura's fight goes very similar to how they do in the original, with Sakura tying with Ino, the second weakest person in the shooting exams, and Sasuke takes out his opponent with a very powerful Lion's Barrage. Naruto's fight, however, goes much different than it does in the original, seeing as how Naruto was equipped with a different and more powerful moveset than he was in the original. Now, due to Naruto being a much stronger fighter now, and being known as someone who is a somewhat decent rival to Sasuke, who is a Uchiha prodigy, many of the Genin, along with Kiba, seem to show more respect to Naruto, or at least acknowledge him as a threat to most people in the preliminaries, Kiba included. This means that, from the start of the fight, Kiba decides to go all out. So, doing this, he takes his chakra drugs and gives them to Akamaru so he can do his beast-style Fang over Fang. When Kiba then does this, he launches his jutsu for the first time, and this does function to catch Naruto way off guard with its speed and offensive capabilities, hitting him dead in the chest first try, knocking the wind out of him, and forcing him to cough up blood as well from the attack. Naruto gets up from that attack rather shakily as his Senju DNA is healing him from that attack right now that he just got hit with. Naruto's mind starts racing as this attack seems to be strong enough and fast enough to knock him out if he takes many more of those hits dead on. Maybe even 2 or 3 might be too much for him. Naruto then recalls his fight with Bushy Brows and the Sound Ninja and realizes that Kiba is no match for them in terms of their speed. He's nowhere near the speed of Sound, and he's definitely nowhere near the speed of Bushy Brows. Naruto then focuses his chakra and makes 100 Shadow Clones, instantly giving Naruto the numbers advantage, confusing Kiba and Akamaru in the process. All of these clones then form the seal for wood release, and each Shadow Clone transforms one of their arms into a shield. And when Kiba attacks his Fang over Fang again, the clones all line up in a straight line with their wood-style shields and jump in the way, slowing down the attack as they get ran through pretty easily by Kiba, although this is weakening the actual Fang over Fang. Naruto then sticks his hands out and catches these slowed down Fang over Fang attacks and slams Akamaru along with Kiba into the ground and continues to hit Kiba with a flurry of attacks until he passes out, winning him the fight in a rather concise manner. Naruto then, after finishing this fight with Kiba, watches throughout the rest of the preliminaries, seeing the finesse of fighters like Neji and Hinata, and even stops Neji from killing Hinata using a wood-style wood jutsu to stop the flow of chakra into Hinata, inadvertently and basically without Naruto's knowledge, teaching Naruto a way to counter Neji Hyuga, who he will need to know how to counter in their fight later. Naruto doesn't really know Hinata personally, but he sees himself personified within Hinata. Personally, at least, because he sees, similar to Hinata, he, along with her, are their less inherently skilled counterpart to a rival, whether that be Neji Hyuga or Sasuke Uchiha. But it is a struggle to catch up that Naruto relates to, and he doesn't like that Neji belittles the struggle of catching up and surpassing a seemingly insurmountable wall, which infuriates Naruto personally. After a somewhat aggressive meeting with Neji, Naruto vows that he will blow past Neji and anyone that stands in his way in order to win and basically fight his way to the path of beating Sasuke Uchiha in a fair and concise match. So with that, Naruto leaves the exams ready to hone and master his abilities. And that, everybody, is where I'm going to end part 3 to the What If Naruto Was a Senju series. If you guys do want another part to this series, make sure to hit the like goal, which, in case you guys don't know, is 3K likes. This is because I completely trust that you guys are going to hit the like goal rather easily, in fact. I don't know. Yeah, I give you guys a week to hit the like goal. You should be able to hit it in time. If not, then you don't deserve another... No, I'm joking. But anyways, I do hope you guys enjoyed the series, and if you guys do want to basically be able to interact with me more, links to where you can do that being my Discord, my Twitter, my Instagram, all that kind of stuff will be down below. And if you want to support the channel along with me in a much more powerful way, I will leave a link to my Patreon down below just in case any of you guys are interested in that. With that out of the way, I do hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always guys, this is AnimeX, signing off.